Coming up in the Get Loud podcast, we'll talk about the Great Eight, and the great Logan Paulsen is here. We talked about the draft and also
Dead Tooth.
How you doing, everyone? It is the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of Northwest Stadium. Check out all the live concerts, the best live concerts in the DMV at Northwest Stadium, presented by SeatGeek. I'm Jinx, that's Smoot, and as you can see, we are celebrating the Great Eight.
The Great
Finally
Eight.
breaking the record.
Is he the best DMV athlete of all time?
I think so, yes.
Over Darryl Green?
I was about to say.
Did Darryl have to break the interception record to beat Ovi as he beats Wayne Gretzky?
It's a really tough call. I never feel comfortable putting anybody over D Green.
Yeah.
And you can get caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
At the same time, Ovechkin makes a hell of a case.
I played with D Green.
Yeah.
I understand the greatness, the 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
But Ovi got that too.
Yeah, he sure does.
But with him doing what he did, like when I watched the cartoon on Saturday mornings, Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky on this cartoon, I never thought anybody would break their record. Never.
I did too.
Never. And for this guy to do it, not only break it, but he still got some time on the puck.
He has more than 40 goals to share the Caps are arguably the best team in the NHL.
I don't see him retiring next year just because he broke the record. Not only is he going to break the record, he's broken the record, he's going to add to it. I'm actually more excited for 900.
Yeah, and it's coming.
That's where my mind at. I've been 900 since this chase started. Everybody was like, I want him to break it. I was like, nah, I want him to shatter it.
Yeah.
I want him to go 900, and he might could get to 1,000.
That's going to be a tall task.
But listen,
I will say this.
Goals
he
this
has
year.
scored at least 30 goals in 19 of 20 seasons. He scored at least 40 goals, I believe, in 14 of those seasons. That's sort of consistency. Even Gretzky said, look, the first 500, that comes easy if you're a goal scorer, but then later on, your body starts to break down.
Yes.
Ovi's 30. Remember when Ovi broke his leg?
No, this year.
This past season November?
Listen, came back from a broke leg it was a toenail clipping, just fell off his
Russian
foot.
machine, man.
He did not care. That's what I'm saying. This record to me is unbelievable. I know, and then I'm hearing this hate. And I don't know if it's from the Wayne Gretzky purists. Mm-hmm. Because they say, he had 1,000 more shots on goal. And I'm like, he actually playing against goalies with bigger pads. The scoring zone is smaller. So you can't fight greatness. Everybody want to, and we was talking before the show, what's the equivalent in football to this? It's Jerry Rice.
Probably, yeah.
Do you see anybody breaking Jerry Rice's receiving record? Because for a small second, Antonio Brown scared me.
Yeah.
He had this 4-year push, and I was like, oh my God, he might, if he keeps this up, he might get to Jerry.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. But
because he went crazy.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, totally went crazy. But in football, what's the equivalent?
Oh, man. There's some old records out there, but I don't know. I think it's probably Jerry's record. And
it's not the Russian record.
What's that?
It's not the Emmitt Smith Russian record.
It could be. I'll tell the only reason why I would say maybe it's Emmitt's record is because he came from a time when running backs were used on a regular basis.
No, they were the stars.
They were the stars back then. So you'd have to kind of go back to an era where it's less of a passing game. Everything's cyclical, so maybe it will be. But Emmitt rolled that, and also Emmitt had the fortune of being super talented and also playing behind one of the best lines ever.
Yeah, me and Emmitt had our swabbles over the years.
Did you?
Well, I always felt like Barry Sanders was the best running back.
No doubt.
Game. And I felt like Emmitt, I'm going to give Emmitt this. Emmitt, his availability.
Yes.
Never being hurt was his best ability.
And he played through a lot of injuries too.
That was his best ability. Like when we talk about players, there's always some characteristic that pops up. When we talk about Barry Sanders, you can't tackle him.
Right.
Nobody can tackle this dude. When you talk about Emmitt, it's wasn't the fastest, wasn't the biggest, wasn't the strongest. Mm-hmm. It was the perfect timing all right, and availability
Yes.
that made Emmett break the record. Because in our eyes, like most people be like, oh, I think Bo Jackson was a better running back. This guy was a better running back. So it's availability with Emmett. So that's what sends me to Jerry, Mississippi's finest. And I am from Mississippi. I'm from
Where'd he go? Mississippi Valley State?
Mississippi Valley State. He had satellite Willie Totten throwing him the ball. See, you got to realize, at Mississippi Valley, they started the run and gun. Like, they literally threw, every play? Like, they did not run the ball. They threw every play. So Willie Totten and Jerry Rice started the run and gun that actually went to Houston.
Yeah.
All right, so most definitely, no, Jerry is the guy. All right, Jerry is the measuring stick. Mm-hmm. Question, can his record, like Ovi just did to Gretzky, can it be broken? And if it can, is it anybody that's in the NFL today that can break it? Because I think Jamar Chase.
I was going to say Jamar Chase.
I think Jamar Chase.
Probably the one. Maybe Justin Jefferson. But here's the thing. If Jamar Chase, also you have to have a great quarterback. Right? He's got the right quarterback.
He got the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's why I put him before Justin Jenkins. Because Justin Jefferson. Yeah. My fault. I put him before him because I don't know what JJ gonna be.
Right.
And I know
he might be great.
He might be great, but I just don't know.
Right.
I just don't know. So Jamar Chase is the guy. If I had to put, all right, here go the guy that can break the record. He's the guy.
I think so too. It just goes to show, though, when you're talking about Antonio Brown, that it just points out how difficult it is to be great for so long.
Sustain.
Like, there's a lot of receivers who have popped, and some of these guys are Hall of Famers for
Kevin Johnson.
4 or 5, 6 years, and they're solid. But maintaining the highest of high levels late in your career, that's rare air.
Yeah, most definitely. And you hate to see your favorite players put on different jerseys. Like,
it's tough.
Like, nobody remembers Jerry Rice as a Seattle Seahawk.
He played for Denver for a while. Bounced around
the
a little
Raiders,
bit.
Nobody remembers that guy. But that guy added to those numbers.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how you want to put it, he added to that. And I never forget. I remember playing the 49ers for the first time. A Mississippi boy. I'm young. And I'm playing against my idol, Jerry Rice. And I was, that week, I remember getting ready to play him, and I'm studying him, and I'm like, my God, I'm about to play Jerry Rice. How am I going to stop him? I had to get on the phone. I called my Uncle Junior, who taught me how to play football.
Okay.
And I'm like, Uncle, which his favorite player is Jerry Rice, which is my favorite player.
He's like, I can't help you.
I'm like, what should I do? He like, you should pray.
Is that what he said?
You should pray and trust yourself. Trusting yourself got you here.
Yeah.
Trusting yourself gonna get you through this game.
Trust the work.
Trust the work. And it was so serious to me because I was just, it was humbling.
Yeah.
To play him. It was totally humbling. And then my uncle said something to me. He was like, this is what you should do. Thank God you playing against an older Jerry. All right, let's start there.
How'd the game go, by the way?
Yeah, it went well. Yeah. I balled out. All right. And he was like, just know, you're younger than him. All right?
Right.
You're sprier than him. You got an edge. Take advantage of that edge. All right? I know how we look at him, and I know how we put him on a pedestal. He's a dude. You're a dude. Go out there and win this battle. That's what my uncle told me.
Is that the one time or one of the few times that you've been in awe of someone before you played them? I mean, you've walked into the locker room, I know you said this before, and you saw nothing but yellow jackets, so there were probably a handful of times where you're kind of blown away.
Well, my first game ever, I was totally in awe. My first game as a rookie, San Diego Chargers, I remember walking out of the locker room. Doug Flutie is over there.
Doug Flutie was a player, by the way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doug Flutie and me and LaDainian, we rookies, and we done been through all our rookie stuff together, so I'm close to LaDainian. Then you got, who else was out there? Linebacker.
Junior Seau?
Junior Seau. Listen to me. I thought it was 3 of him.
Oh, Junior Seau was no joke.
He made
man.
so many plays. I was like, is his twin out here? Like, what's going on? Like, Junior Seau, like, so Harrison, safety. Like, so all these guys was out here. So I was starstruck for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then when the game started, it was like, show you belong. Like, show that you belong with these guys. So it was very humbling walking out there on that field. And if you forget, San Diego Padres used to play on the same field.
Oh,
the St. Louis Chargers. So it was
like Jack Murphy Stadium or something?
It literally had this hard dirt out there. And I was like, what are we doing? Like, you couldn't fathom that in 2025.
Yeah.
Like, nobody plays on those hybrid fields anymore. We played on a dirt, half grass field. And listen, walking on that dirt on them cleats, it's like skating.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to do. So it was different, man.
Man, I remember the one time I was blown away because, look, it's awesome talking to pro athletes, don't get me wrong. But if you're in this business long enough, like the job is the job.
The job is the job.
The job is the job. So after a while, like, this is cool, but what excites me is meeting other great sportscasters, people I idolize. And I remember years ago, I ran into James Brown.
I worked with James Brown.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
I was, I get chills thinking about it. And I'd been here for a few years, and I think JB at one time lived in Bethesda or somewhere close.
No, here. Yeah.
And we had him in studio, and I walk in, I was like, I just have to like shake his hand. And before I did, he goes, "Hey, Michael, how's it going?" He's like, "Watch you all the time." And I was like,
Are you serious?
And that was one of those moments for me. I was like, I thank you. You know, I'm blown away. Like, so nervous, total dork. You know, but JB's awesome.
Yeah. I think I was like that with Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, when I got to work with Terry, and people don't understand how talented Terry is. I watched him do this, we did this event together for the military.
Okay.
And Terry literally gets up, the live band, and sings.
Was he good?
And he was great.
Really?
I was like, dude, what can you not do? Like, if you can sing, broadcast, play quarterback, like, what can you not do, Terry Bradshaw? Like, besides grow hair. The only thing he can't do is grow hair. But when I say uber talented, Terry Bradshaw could be one of the most talented people. And I've always thought that of myself. Like, I like never want to be pigeonholed. Because once you play something and you're known for something, people only look at you as an athlete. And I'm like, man, I could do so much more. Like, I got so much more talent than you think. When I met Terry Bradshaw, I was like, it ain't no comparing. Like, to me, he's one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life.
I had a buddy of mine tell me years ago he met Terry Bradshaw at an airport. It's like in Nashville, I think. And he said, he was like, "Oh, it's Terry Bradshaw. I'm going to get his autograph."
Yeah.
And he said, Bradshaw was standing there alone, and he walks up. He goes, "You Terry Bradshaw?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah." And my buddy goes, "Would you mind if I got an autograph?" And Bradshaw goes, "It's not the highlight of my day." And my buddy goes, he's a pretty sharp guy. He goes, "Not the highlight of my day either. I just want your autograph."
Yeah.
And he goes, Bradshaw started laughing and goes, "All right, from one ass to another. Here you go."
Listen, that's who he is. Like, he's very down to earth. I love me some Terry Bradshaw, one of the greatest people I ever met.
And you know what's funny too? Terry leans into the idea that he's just some yokel from Louisiana.
That's the down south way.
But the funny thing is, every now and then, what's funny, that dynamic between Howie and Terry on Fox is interesting because I believe Terry Bradshaw is the godfather of Howie Long's sons, or they're very connected. They're very close. And every now and then you'll see it. Like, one time on the air, Terry was talking about how, well, you know, when I played, I don't have won a Super Bowl before, and Howie stops and goes, "Terry, you won 4.
Yeah.
Like, don't act like you don't know what you're doing. You won 4 Super Bowls." So it's kind of interesting in that way. He leans into like he doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing.
He's very grunkish in the way he goes about doing stuff. Like, everybody look at Grunk and be like, big dumb ogre. No, he's not. He's very intelligent, very smart. He knows what he's doing at all times. He's putting those Legos right where he wants to put them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to wrap things up with Obi by saying one thing.
Yeah.
Because anyone who criticizes him, here's the thing. You know, we do this all the time in football, and I get it in basketball. It's difficult to compare eras, right?
Let's stop doing this.
Yes.
Let me tell you this. As a guy that's about to have a farm.
Oh, yeah, you're looking at building a farm.
As a guy that's
4 acres.
Yes. A guy that's looking at to build a farm, you can have more than one goat in your yard. is legal in America. Like, I'm tired of the LeBron against Jordan. I'm a Jordan age guy that got to enjoy LeBron, watching LeBron. My goat can have babies, and it can be more goats in the yard.
Yeah.
It's 2 goats in basketball, LeBron, Jordan.
Right.
Pick your choose you want to. It's 2 goats in hockey, right?
Right.
Ovi and Wayne.
Yeah.
Right? It's okay.
It's all right.
It doesn't have to be singular. Like, everybody wants everything in this world to be singular. Like, in music, who's your GOAT? Because, Michael Jackson is, of course, is put on
as a solo artist, it might be MJ, it might be Prince, though. But both exceptions.
GOATs. Like I'm saying, it could be more than one GOAT in the yard. All right? So I'm tired of people wanting everything.
Or Young Gravy.
Who that? Young
Like
Gravy.
one-hit wonder from last year or something.
Well, I was a big Milli Vanilli fan.
Hey, I love Milli Vanilli until I found out they were fake.
Until we found out they didn't actually sing their own songs.
Brutal.
It was great. Is that the biggest fraud of all time?
Has to be. You could never get away with that now.
Listen.
Never.
Milli Vanilli.
Bangers, by the way.
How could you get away with not being able to sing? Like, what did they do in live shows?
They lip synced, and you know what's funny about that? Before it came out, they were fake. I remember a buddy of mine went to one of their concerts, and he was like, man, you know who surprisingly really sucked? And I was like, no. He goes, Milli Vanilli. Like, they were terrible. They would just play the CD, because that's how they got found out, right?
Yeah.
When one of the ways they found out was they would lip sync over a CD, and they were at one concert, and the CD started skipping.
Yes.
And so they didn't know what to do, and then eventually people did some investigating, and the worst thing that ever happened to them, I remember reading about it, was they won a Grammy, and they were like, please, let's not win a Grammy. Yeah. If we win a Grammy, too much attention, too many eyeballs, and they won, and after that, that was their peak time, and it was straight downhill after that.
It was downhill. If anybody knows where Milli Vanilli is right now, tell us. That's just like us finding out Michael Jackson can't sing.
Oh, he's terrible.
That don't work. That can't happen. Prince can't sing? No, that cannot happen. Milli Vanilli. That's how you know we owe Michael G.
Oh, God, I know. Everyone's like, who in the hell?
Anna is over there looking
I know,
like...
I was like, Anna's like, who are these guys talking about?
Milli Vanilli?
It was wild. They tried to come on. I remember on the Arsenio Hall show, they came on, rebranded Rob and Fab. And they sang their own music, and of course,
Rob and Fab.
It was not the same.
Listen to me. It was the biggest plunder of all time. So stop the Ovechkin hate. That's why we dug in this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Because of the Ovechkin hate, because of Wayne Gretzky. You can be a purist, and you can still like the guy that made the floor good.
Right.
But Ovi is the ceiling.
Yeah.
Right? Ovi is the ceiling, and now he's royalty. He's the best athlete ever in the DMV.
Cheers to the great Aid. What a hell of a run. And I love that Islanders fans, the entire crowd knew they were watching history, just lost their minds. It was awesome to watch.
The only people right now happy is Carolina fans, because they didn't want him to do it.
Right.
Playing against Carolina, because it's just hate right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But Islanders, they didn't care. They was like, we're part of history. Way to get it done.
Perfect for them. They won the game, and also they got to see history. That's the perfect result.
We're part of history right now. The Islanders, they don't care. They with the Jets.
That's right.
Let's just get the job done. The Jets, the Nets, yes.
Sweet music this weekend. That was the case for Shedeur Sanders' pro day.
Yeah, it was.
He went 48 of 53, something like that, and the majority of those incompletions were drop passes. Travis Hunter was running routes. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Shedeur? Probably going to be a top 3 pick. Maybe he goes to the Browns. Maybe he goes to the Giants at 3.
We talked about the Ovi hate. Shedeur is getting the same type hate.
He is getting hate.
All right, because you know why? Because his daddy was one of the fastest athletes to ever play in the NFL, and he's slow. He's everything his daddy is not.
When Deion got the ball, it was over.
It was over.
It was over.
His daddy was the biggest enemy of all times of quarterbacks, and his son is a quarterback. So his son is every opposite of him.
Right.
But he still has the Sanders flash.
Yes.
All right. And because he's not this hyper uber athlete, they want to demean him a little bit and say his swagger is too. No. He's a quarterback. If your quarterback ain't got a little swag, he ain't good no way. All right?
You have to at that position.
It's just a hard position.
Yeah.
All right? I think Shedeur is more Tom Brady than anything. and nobody wants to compare the two, but that's who he trains with. He's a pocket passer.
I didn't realize that.
He's not a runner. He throws, like, playing against Tom, the one thing when I went into the week I knew is he's going to throw the guy open. He's not going to wait for him to get open. So I need to be a step ahead when I have to play against Deion Branch and the rest of these guys because he's going to throw the ball when it should be thrown.
Yes.
Shador going to do the same thing. He's the same exact player. He's going to outthink you. He's gonna let the coverage dictate where the ball is going. Instead of, here go my number one receiver against your number two corner I'm throwing here. He's not going to play that game that way. He's going to say, he's going to hike the ball and say, you know what, here go the go route. The out route is open. I'm throwing it now. I'm getting it out. I think Shador is going to be good. I think he's big city ready. Meaning, what hasn't he taken on in Colorado?
Well, the one thing that will not face him ever is the spotlight. Like, if he goes to the Giants at 3, being in New York is going to be nothing. He's always been the spotlight.
The spotlight is nothing
It's almost like city agnostic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, you could play in Butte, Montana. You're going to get all the attention anyway.
No matter where he goes, it's going to be attention. Like, if he goes to Cleveland, they're just
he's probably praying, like, please, I hope the Browns don't take me.
Listen, I told you I ran into a deer the other day. He said he leaving Cleveland.
You did not say
the economy is bad. He said he thinking about moving to Virginia. I'm just telling you, I think he is going to be a good player. Now, here goes the one thing I don't want. I don't want him to be a day one starter. I think he needs to sit at least a year. I think he needs to sit a year. I think he needs to practice with pro players because his game is more mental than physical. And if you just throw him out there and say, be the savior, you're setting him up to fail. I've seen this happen.
That's for a lot of quarterbacks,
times. I've seen this happen a million times. Sam Bradford. I want to compare him to Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford is the last quarterback to be paid when the draft was not capped.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because he got paid.
Like $70 million and hadn't played a down.
I'd forgotten about those days. That's
stunk.
right.
All right.
He did stink. But and he went to Oklahoma. So
I'm just, I know your Texas and Oklahoma.
He was bad. Relative to that money, I mean, he was bad.
No, he was bad.
Yeah.
But he was tossed to the dogs. He was tossed to the wolves. Like, Jinx is not his fault. Like, sometimes with athletes, it's the higher ups' fault. First of all, if you're a 45, 50-year-old man and your job is to be the GM and set kids up for success, why throw them to the wolves when they're not ready?
It's that pressure of, and you know how the NFL gets, they just cannot resist taking a young guy out of college, because quarterbacks are always overdrafted. Always. Every single year. Yeah. And then saying, I got to start him. Yeah. I got to start him.
You can't.
It's so much harder to be patient.
Everybody's not ready to start.
Right.
Everybody's not ready to start. Like, especially in this league, it's just too fast. It's too forward. It's too in your face.
Too furious.
Yeah. It's like some people need a year to really get going. And I think, to me, if somebody gives Shador, and that's why I think maybe the New York Giants might be the best spot for him.
I think it's probably. And he could learn from Russ for a year.
Who are you more afraid of, Russ or Jameis? Because I'm more afraid of Jameis.
I'm more afraid of Jameis.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. Right. I'm more afraid of Jameis than I am politician Russ. Like, he already came out with a slogan, Go Big Blue.
That's the way to do it. Keep it simple. Go Big Blue. Period. That's it.
This dude is so, like, he's
the most corporate player.
You know who I compare him to?
Who's that?
Carton. Off of
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's Carton to the fullest. He is, by golly, like, he is.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah, that's who he is. Like, that's who he is. And I just can't, Russ can't escape it. Like, he can't escape who he is. And, you know, by the way, he's a Virginia guy, so he's local.
We interviewed Alfonso Ribeiro a few years ago. It was out at this golf tournament out in Tahoe, and he was there. A bunch of celebrities were there. And a buddy of mine and I were both doing the interview, and it was like, is either one of us, because you know, how many times do you think he's been asked about the Carlton?
His whole life, like a billion times.
He's got to be sick of it. I was like, I am not going to be.
But if you got a dance named after you.
It's cool, but just imagine every single time you do an interview, they're probably like, can you do the Carlton? Do the Carlton?
So do you so he probably feels like a show clown or something?
Yeah, because he's done other things.
Yeah.
I think he hosts like America's Funniest Home Videos, or he was, something like that.
I seen him on a talk show, and the talk show where people come out and they dance through the hall before they get there. And people were so mad that he didn't do the cards.
That's what I mean.
Like they were so because I was waiting. I was like, all right, it's got to happen. At one point,
nope.
And he didn't do it. And he did it on purpose. He did it on purpose because he's tired of being branded by this thing. But that's who you are.
I know.
Russell.
That's why we didn't ask the question. I was like, I'm not doing it.
You didn't ask him?
Neither of us. We asked him about his projects he was working on, about the tournament, about the golf game, about people he was hanging out with, but never asked him about it.
Coward.
I know.
You a coward.
I'm glad I didn't know. I was like, I'm going to give this guy a break.
This supposed to be big J journalism. And you were scared to ask Carlton about the Carlton.
I don't know if asking Alfonso Ribeiro about the Carlton is big J journalism.
That's big J journalism. Like people, they need us to.
Alfonso, I know you've been asked. He'd be like, nope. Out.
No, all I'm saying is, when we get a chance to sit down with these people, it's our obligation, Jinx, to give the people what they want. And you coward.
Bro, let me tell you. You remember Will Clark when he played? He went to Mississippi State.
Yeah.
All right. When they had the Major League Baseball strike, I was an intern in Austin, right? So I'm still learning the ropes. And the baseball strike was happening, so baseball players were taking off. Will Clark, he's a country boy.
Yeah.
Big time country boy. He was at like a hunting expedition. And so my boss was like, hey, go with the camera guy, go ask Will Clark about the baseball strike.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I'm nervous, go up to him. And so by the way, he's holding a shotgun while he's telling the story.
Where were y'all at?
It's some hunting expedition outdoors in Austin. And so he's got, the camo on, he's holding a gun. He's like, yeah, I'll talk to you. He goes, but one thing, don't ask me about the baseball strike.
The main reason I'm here.
The only reason why I was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if he said no,
Yeah.
he's not going to do it. So I asked him about, are you enjoying the time off? I worked around it a little bit, asked him about it. And then when I'm done, the cameraman grabs the microphone from me, turns it on, throws it back in Will Clark's face and says, Will, what are your thoughts on the baseball strike? And Will Clark just held that gun. And I'm like, he didn't answer the question, and it didn't help you. It didn't help our reputation.
Yeah.
What was the benefit there? Except I thought Will Clark was going to shoot me for a second.
Yeah, I'm finna say, the gun is cocked. All right?
So, if a guy's not going to talk about something, probably not going to talk about it.
That's big J journalism right there.
Oh, my God. That's terrifying. You want to pay some bills?
Why not?
Let's do it. Anna, you want to read something?
Sure, why the hell not? All right, hold on. Let me find my ads.
Come on now, you got to be on your stuff, Hannah.
I know, I do. Okay. The Get Loud podcast is brought to you by Bet365, official sports betting partner of the Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with the Bet365 app. Craft your own personalized bet slip with Parlay. Access thousands of games with live streaming. Place your bet before the match or bet during the game. It's up to you. Download the Bet365 app today and join 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Paid for by Colorado Buffalo's tuition. That
Nailed
was
it.
great.
Yeah, well done. Nailed it.
And MWAA. All right? We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. We dream of anywhere in the world. In a blink of an eye, we're there. That's the wonder of flight. All you have to do is decide where to. Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your adventure today at flydulles.com/nonstop. Brought to you by Mississippi State University.
Beautiful. Coming up on the show, we got Logan coming in.
Yeah, most definitely. You know what? I'm the draft guru.
Okay.
He's the draft nerd.
Oh, okay.
He used analytics to find out who to draft. I use feel, touch, and talk.
Oh, feel, touch, talk.
Yeah, I need to talk to the athlete. I need to talk.
Yeah.
I need to talk to the athlete so I can see what drives them.
And your gut a little bit.
Yes, I can't put numbers into a computer. I don't care about your 4.3. Mm-hmm. I don't care about your 40-inch vertical. Mm-hmm. I don't care about any of that, how many times you bench 225, because you're never going to bench on the football
Isn't
field.
that the standard, like 225, whatever?
Yeah. And I don't care about that. I care about how do you play in between the lines. When the lights are the brightest, how do you attack the field?
Yeah.
How do you play? And how do you connect with your teammates? That's what I like.
Voicemail, Sam?
Yeah, I was going to say we want to hear from some of the fans.
Yeah,
what
why
they have
not?
to say.
Give us a call.
What we got?
703-726-7419.
Bam.
Nine.
Watch to get loud at gmail.com.
Yes, or on Twitter or X, #GetLoudPodcast. I don't know.
Beautiful.
Most definitely.
A few of you have been reaching out to us on there, so
Yeah, for sure.
we're
Yeah, why
available.
not?
All right.
On X.
I just got to say one thing.
Oh, what do you have
very
to say?
quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had someone DM me, show Anna. I'm like, listen, this is not my call.
Like they
This is
wanna
not. I
see-
am not preventing Anna personally.
so
from-
basically
if
it's-
Anna wants to appear, we would love to have Anna. I'm like, I don't know what you. Oh my god.
I know.
Clayton.
Jenks and Fred could not handle the spotlight being taken away, so that's
Yeah, it was
exactly.
like, Anna, listen, you do a great job, but
Just
yeah.
you gotta face
We
the
don't know who you are.
podcasting.
Right,
You gotta
they
face
need
the
to put a
podcast
face
on
with a
radio.
name.
Yeah, they do. Sorry, Anna.
All right. Let me cue up the audio.
Hi, Mr. Jenkins, Mr. Smooth and Mizano. Thank you for all that you do. Really appreciate listening to you and the whole draft and picks that we have had. Enjoyed the bickering between Mr. Smooth and Mr. Spring on D tackle and edge rusher. And
good.
my point is, why can't we have a beast at a tackle and a beast at a rusher? Why can't we have both? Why do we have only one? Beside that, I'm excited for this season. I like the direction Adam Peters is taking this team, and look forward to hearing more. By the way, this is AKA Persian Cowboy.
All right.
Good luck this season.
So
You say Persian cowboy?
I guess.
Yeah, he's
I
a
don't
Persian
know if I
cowboy.
get
All right.
Well, you know, Persians like horse racing is very big.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
They got some of the best horses in America. Now we do have an island here between Maryland and Virginia.
What is that place called?
With it's on the tip of my tongue.
Catherine was like, we got to go there. We
There's
gotta go.
No.
an island?
It's an island
Where
here
there's nothing but horses.
with wild horses
Yeah.
on it,
Oh,
and they
Shinkatig.
run. Huh?
Shinkatig.
All right, and they swim.
Yeah.
They like it's an island that they swim back and forth from, and they wild, beautiful horses right here. You can only see this in the DMV, so come on to
Yeah.
the DMV.
Yeah.
I got
But
to see them. I
You
took
did?
a
How
boat
was it?
tour. It was awesome. It was
Yeah.
really cool. I took a boat tour with my aunt and my grandma, and we loved every minute of it.
I bet it was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were really cute. I was like, oh, but apparently, like some of them are pretty feisty.
No,
So,
they're aggressive.
Yeah.
They wild.
steer clear of the horses. Oh,
Yeah, most definitely.
Hello. Wow.
They are wild horses, and listen, it's actually similar to what happens with a pig. Like most people don't understand that when you let a pig out and it's not domesticated anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's a wild boar. All right, and when it becomes a wild boar, it grows hair, and it grows tusk. All right, when you domesticate it, hairless, tuskless. So that's showing you that animals adapt. They adapt to their
No
environment.
question.
And that's what the wild horses are doing. They adapt into their thing. So I'm with him. I'm
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Persian cowboy.
Oh, okay. Wait. So we were
Persian
talking.
cowboy.
Do we want a beast? He said, I think we can have a beast on the D line and a beast at
The
rusher.
edge.
Yeah.
I think from what we all do, and first of all, I want to say in Peters we trust. All right. And I think he's did a great job in the free agency to the point where he doesn't have to go into the draft trying to eliminate any position.
Yeah.
Like, of course, everybody wants to say edge. They said edge last year, and we had a guy with 10 sacks. Like, you
Right.
don't know until you know. Like, that's the thing about football. Like, everybody likes to put names and equate it to numbers. That ain't the way it goes. Every year is different. Just because you got Myles Garrett don't mean Myles Garrett going to be a 20-sack guy.
Right.
Give people a chance to go out there and make plays. But if we go edge, I got one edge right here in my veer. I love him. James Pierce Jr. I love him. Now, my counterpart and the hater in the room, Logan Paulsen, doesn't feel the way I feel about this guy.
For those of you who can't see, Logan snuck
He's
in
here.
here and he's giving Fred a thumbs
and like I say,
down right
I'm
now.
more field. He's more numerical.
Fred Smootalalytics.
Technical.
He's technical. Like, he's more analytical. All right?
Okay.
All right? I do smoothanalytics. He do analytics.
Oh.
All right? I look through clear lenses to see what I want to see.
You guys, you'd have a great like sitcom, like a buddy sitcom.
Who, me and Logan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship right
Yeah.
there. It is. We're totally different, but totally the same. And I think that's what kind of
They love the sport, but they couldn't be more different.
They're like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, they're like totally different. It's like almost Three's Company. You remember Three's Company?
Oh, yeah.
They all different, but they all the same.
Okay. Anna's giving us the wrap. We got to bring in Logan here. And before we do, can I just say,
Please.
it's time for your hot ticket presented by SeatGeek. Oh, yeah.
Not
Give it
like
to Logan.
us.
This summer, SeatGeek has your ticket to the best live concerts in the DMV at Northwest Stadium. SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of Northwest Stadium. Let's bring the man in. As promised, the man is here in the flesh. Logan in the house.
You know
Thank
what?
you
What's
for
so
having
funny
me. What's so
to me?
funny?
It says Sean Springs right there, and you couldn't be more far, you can be more different than Sean Springs.
Dude, Sean Springs.
The blue foot,
Yeah,
no.
and the clear. I'm like a clear composition.
Just, we got some new cameras. We're working out the kinks
Yeah,
here.
let us get
We'll
it
adjust
done.
the white balance. We'll be good to go.
Listen, this is Sean Springs. I want to say that this is him from Ohio State. Don't let the TV confuse
We're probably way about the same right now, actually.
No, most definitely, y'all are the same size right now. He's just shorter.
So you were talking about, Smooth was talking about Smoodalytics.
Yeah.
You're into analytics, but I have seen the notes that you take, and process always fascinates me. So when you look at evaluating a particular talent, what is your process going through looking at tape and writing down what you see, what you like, what you don't?
Yeah, I think this is I mean, Fred could probably speak to this too. It's extremely challenging because it is so subjective. So like we were just talking, I was watching some guys before I came over here, and it just kind of taking like Shamar Stewart as an example, and comparing him to Donovan Ezeraku. Like they're both edge rushers, Boston College for Donovan Ezeraku, Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M.
Yep.
And one's 280 pounds, he's 6'6", he's a physical freak, and one's like a really technical, nuanced pass rusher. They both have value depending on the system that they're in, right? One's very technically raw, one's very technically proficient. So, but one's a physical freak and one's a little bit more normal.
Yep.
And so like, how do you weigh that out, right? And so I think it also depends on like who you're kind of scouting for, what the team's going to value. And so that's where it gets really complicated, I think. And again, it's all about trying to mitigate risk the best way possible. And I think that's one of the reasons you see all these different outlets, like, you know, someone's got Donovan Ezeraku at 10, somebody's got him at 40, 43.
Yeah.
It's like it's because it's a subjective measurement. There's no like, this is the right solution. So I think it's just about navigating what I believe makes a good pro, like work ethic, playing hard. There's got to be a technical proficiency, and it's really challenging because then you get a guy like Siobhan Ravel from East Carolina, who is a corner who was injured this whole year, but in 2023 looked like he was going to be a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
So how do you weigh that? And so there's all these different things to go into it, and ultimately you just got to say like what plays, like what makes a good football player at the NFL level. It's hard work, it's physicality, and there's got to be a little bit of technical proficiency, I think.
Yeah.
Well, see, this is where Smoodalytics beats him because I weigh mine on what made sure we was here. One word, love. All right? We're
Measure
here because
love.
our mom and dad loved each other at one point. All right?
Okay.
I don't know where we're going right now,
This is it.
but I'm hanging on.
No,
let's go.
Once I know a guy loves the game,
Yes.
Okay.
that's when I am all in on him.
Yeah.
Like I need to talk to him. I need to see him. I need to ask him questions because college is a precursor of what you can be. Now, once you get to the league, you've made it to Mount Olympus. Now what you gonna do? Like, now what motivates you? Like, to get these guys here, they all motivated by getting to the league. Once you get here, the only thing that's gonna keep you in this league is you have to uniquely have a intangible love for the game. And if you don't have that love for the game, this league will weed you out and spit you out. So I am one of those, once I can see a guy and I know he loves the game, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt over a guy that's more talented than him.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that's really hard for us is because we only have the film. Like,
Yeah,
we don't get to go-
quantify. It's hard to quantify.
Right. We don't get to go talk to the guys. And so I think, everyone says, like, what's the most important part about the combine? It's definitely the interviews because we got to figure out, if they love the game, if they're passionate about football, if they want to get better, if there's this drive to kind of get better. But, so I say hard work on the field. Like, I feel like if a guy's going to work hard on the field, they're going to do the little things right. Sure. They got to have some type of love for the game. So that's my way of kind of taking Fred's thing and saying, how much do you love the game? Because that's extremely important. I want guys that are passionate, that love the game, that are going to try and get better. And it was one of the things about last year's class that it reminded me of in my process. It's like, if you don't love it, I don't care how physically gifted you are. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter. And so, making sure, and I think that's the hardest part to determine is like, you can ask a guy, you've been in an interview, you're going to lie a little bit.
Sure.
Right?
Exaggerate a little bit.
Yeah. Like, Jenks, do you like working here? Yeah, I love working here.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's the best, right?
Company man.
You're going to lie a little bit.
That's the best job I've ever had.
So working through that and getting to the core of what you'd like, I think is really important, so.
Yeah, and they go the thing that you can't quantify. You can't, like, the love for the game, you have to show it while you're doing the process. Like, it's one of them things where, like he said, I could ask you and you could just sit here in my face and he love it. But some guys, if you're literally 6'6", 300 pounds, you already got God's gift. You don't have to love what you do. I just do it because I was built for it. Like, so there go the thing, like, that's what I want to weave out. I want the guys that love the game, because to me, if you love the game, you're going to get better every year. Like, people feel like you get worse as you get older. I feel like you get better because your mental is on top of everything than your physical.
I got a name for you. Olafemi Oladejo from UCLA.
Okay. Way to say that.
I didn't know where he was from, didn't know anything about him. He plays edge rusher. He's a converted off-ball linebacker. Yeah. You go to the Senior Bowl, and this guy is hooping and hollering. Everybody's getting high fives. He's like the emotional energizer bunny. And again, like, that's one part of the process. Yeah. But you can tell he loves ball. Yeah. He loves being out there on the field. He's a little bit stiff. He's got some athletic limitations. But that's a guy you're going to bet on. Some team's going to be really happy with that because he's going to find a way to improve year on year because he's passionate about football and he's like got these leaders, like what it means to be a commander. Like watching the Senior Bowl, watching him down there, I was like, that's what it means to be a commander.
I actually asked my coach, who I'm very still close with, Melvin Smith was my defensive back coach at Mississippi State, and I asked him a couple of years ago, what did you tell the pros about me? Like, nobody ever asks their
That's
coach.
another big way that you can find out about how someone is really loved.
Like, how they view you. Yeah. And I like, when they ask you about me, what did you tell them about me? He was like, Fred. That's how he talked. Fred. I told him simply, he loves to practice. Like,
that's good, man.
He loves, like, because I love to practice. Like, I felt like I didn't want to be nowhere else. Yeah. I'd rather be right here. Like, I took practice as serious as I took the game. He was like, I told him, you love to practice and you take things, like, you might joke around, but you take them very, very seriously. And I was like, all right, now I understand. Like, I love the game. Yeah. Like, that's what it was about. I love to practice and I love the game because I love to learn. And if you love to learn, you're going to learn every day of your life. Like, I'm learning it as a parent. Like, you learn every day.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing too. It's like you gotta love Sundays, right? Or Saturdays in college. You gotta love that. But it's the guys that can go study, go grind the tape, go hit the extra reps, hit the weight room a little bit more. That are the ones that, like, I'm just trying to think back. I don't think I ever played with a guy who wasn't like that on some level. Yeah. There were guys that were really talented. Everyone studies, everyone preps, and the guys that are in for a long time, they do that at a really high level. So I think that's where it's like all these interviews, all this stuff is to kind of get to the kernel of who this guy is and kind of get around, knowing that coaches are going to lie for their players, like be an investigator a little bit. And unfortunately on this side of it, we don't get to do that, but that's the kernel. That's like the main thing.
I'll give you a chance to tout yourself a little bit here. Look, it's an inexact science. We all know that. Like it's hard to, nobody's going to 100% know who's going to be a great pro.
No perfect prospect.
There's just no way.
There's no perfect prospect ever.
But who was someone maybe in the past that you scouted, that you saw maybe a touch under the radar relative to attention? You thought, I think this guy is going to be a stud or a very productive pro player, and you turned out to be right.
Oh man, it's so interesting because it just depends on, like, obviously, like when you're evaluating a guy as a first round player, like you have different expectations for them as opposed to a guy.
It could be like a late round.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think through. I should have looked at my list before I came in.
Well, I'll give you one. And you can go back and you can go back and
so the other day on the show, Fred's like, I went 10 for 10 last year. Or something. Like, I don't know what you say. You said some craziness. Like, I went 10 for 10.
In one breath, hey, it's inexact. But also, I went for 10 for 10 last year.
I will give you a prospect that I was just so high on because I was like, he's just a football player. I don't care what he run in the 40. I don't care how he looks. I don't care nothing. the more I watch him, the more it's just like, just get the ball in his hand. It was Deebo Samuels. And you can ask Jay. Jay can go back years when he was coming out in the draft, and I was like, I don't care what you say, he's a baller. I like football players, and football players cannot be quantified by numbers. They quantify by film. I like to watch film. When I watch film on Deebo Samuels, what I saw was, I don't care how you put the ball in my hands. Just put it in my hands and let me go. Let me figure it out. And some athletes like this, they will not jump off of your page on numbers. They just won't. Like, he will not beat anybody in numbers. Jerry Rice was never the fastest, was never the biggest, was never the strongest. He was the best. Right? The best. Barry Sanders, never the strongest, never the biggest, the best. All right? This league shows you all the time when you measure a guy with these measurables, they never live up to it. I've watched it over and over. Reggie White outweighs Jadeveon Clowney. Clowney had all the measurables. Everything you want in a DN. But the heart is different. It pumps different. All right? When you get guys in this league,
pumps different.
It pumps different. Like, you don't know if a guy gonna make it in this league until he gets here. All right? And the only guy that I can say to this day, their numbers met their measurements and they actually went to the league and did that, was Jamar Chase. Okay. He's the only athlete I've ever literally gauged his numbers against his talent, and it all measured up.
I mean, Julio Jones, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Listen,
Bijan Robinson,
I was high on Julio Jones, but I think
should we just keep going?
No, I think Jamar Chase is better than Julio Jones.
Get out of here.
I'm sorry.
I know, but I'm saying you're saying so like that's why it like the numbers give you thresholds, give you parameters, right? So if a corner runs a 4.7, I'm not drafting him.
That don't mean he can't be a good player.
But what's he going to do? He's going to play tight end or what?
No, he could be Rondé Barber.
But Rondé Barber ran a 4.5.
No, what I'm saying is, a 4.5 people look at like you're a snail.
But I'm saying if you came out here with your stopwatch and you saw someone run a 4.7, they're like, I'm going to play corner in the NFL. You'd be like, no, I'm okay. There's this guy over here who runs a 4.5.
Now you know me. I'd be like, I can teach you. I'd be like, you know what? I can raise you in the way of Shaolin. I can give you the gist. I can help you maneuver. All right? Because if I can put this, if we're a zone team, I can make that 4.7 survive.
I know, but it's the NFL, man. You got to play a little bit man coverage. You got to give matchups.
I totally understand what you're saying. I just think football is so situational and so coach based.
It is coach, no doubt. And that's the other thing you asked me about prospects. Like that's one thing that I keep coming back to. It's like when we did this, we're doing like it's a guaranteed ballers, right?
Yeah, guaranteed ballers.
The draft show. Mm-hmm. And I was like, there's a guy, Colson Loveland, who plays for Michigan, right? Tight end. And I was like, if he goes to the right spot, he'll be the best offensive player coming out next. He'll be the best offensive player if he goes to the right spot. Yeah. But it's so situational. Like think about Brock Bowers, right? The guy you picked.
Brock Bowers.
Like they didn't have
best tight end I ever seen.
They had a terrible running game. Yeah. They didn't have a true number one receiver. So he becomes the number one receiver and he basically gets farm targets. It reminds me of like Zach Ertz in like 2014 when he was in Philly and he had like 115 catches. Their offense was objectively bad. Yeah. But he had a good year, right? And so like you need the right situation to kind of foster these great performances by these rookies. Yeah. So I agree. Like it's coaching, it's environment, it's all these different things that come in. But again, like I want to make sure, if I'm doing my evaluations, I want to mitigate risk as much as possible. So Colson Loveland runs a 4.5. He's 6'6". He's 245. Like he checks a lot of boxes. His short area shuttle is very good, right? So like I'm mitigating risk by saying, he's like the guy Harold Fannin Jr. from Bowling Green.
Yeah, which you would not have.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with him, man.
I think I don't know what to do with him. I could never throw this in your lap. But I think you hate him because his body is bad.
He's got a bad body.
Look at this guy.
I mean, this guy's a real part
because he got a bad body.
And I look like mashed potatoes. So that's like, it's a tough deal, man. It's tough.
Hey, when Logan came back and I brought him up, you ought to see his eyes. He's like,
because he's
worst body I've ever seen.
You watch the Penn State game, you're like, man, this dude's balling.
Yeah.
And you watch him at the Senior Bowl, he separates, but it just doesn't.
It's something.
It doesn't look right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. Hey, if you watch Harold Faden Jr., tell me what you think. Leave a
That gait
comment.
is not natural.
No, he's built like a Volkswagen Beetle.
And
That's
so-
what he feels.
And so the other thing is he's like 6'3.5".
Yeah.
He's like 2'4". He's like not like a big guy,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's like basically a slot wide receiver, but he runs a 4.7. I don't know, man. You like him? You're in on him? He's very productive. Hey, his film's good now, so you're in on him.
No.
'Cause you're watching film. You're not worried about all this other stuff.
You left such a foul taste in my mouth that I was
I ruined it for you.
You ruined it for me. Like I tried to watch it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do it because Logan just feels like.
I will say, if he is a Commander, but like I think he's been very productive. He led the nation in receptions last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. He did.
Yeah.
So he did that.
If he ends
not
up
needed.
here.
Yeah. So, but again, that's one where it's like you got to try to push the bias back and say, is it just because it doesn't look normal?
But
Does that
guess
make
what?
sense?
How honest to God, like, now I know, like, you're born a certain way, your body has a certain structure, but there are athletes you'll see who don't have athletic, like, how does that happen in a college program?
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. Pound for pound, the worst body I ever seen in the NFL was one Jermaine Wiggins. Right?
tight end.
Yes.
Yeah.
My tight end for the Minnesota Vikings. When Wiggins walked in the locker room, I was like, keep your shirt on. All right?
Very productive.
Like,
though.
you're not.
Didn't he win a Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, Wiggins, what is that? He was like, that's my body. This is how I look. I'm not going to change it. I like, you a pro athlete. Do you ever repeat that? He was like, no. The worst body pound for pound.
But he's a good player, though.
Nobody can stop him.
Just like kind of like the old man at the YMCA, you know what I mean?
Yes,
it's like
that
with the
slow
knee
step back.
brace
You've
on.
never seen a handle like that.
With the knee brace on,
Right.
that just plays defense and shoot three. Like, Wiggins was the same way. Wiggo, I was like, man, I'm about to throw up in my own mouth looking at your body. Like, it was terrible. So could Fannin be Jermaine Wiggins the second?
But what I'm saying is it works. Like you watch him at the Senior Bowl, so that's like like the college all-star game, right? And he's winning. He can't run every route, but he can run a corner, he can run a post, run a seam.
Yeah.
And he creates a ton of separation. And like I was actually talking to another draft person, they were saying that because his knee is inside of his foot because he's knock-kneed, he's able to everyone's trying to get to that position when you make a cut. Knee inside
he's
your
already
foot.
there.
He's there. So maybe that's just why he's so good at it. And it just so again, like this is something I always have to negotiate is when people have the same number as a bad player, you're like, oh, that's so-and-so. That number is this person who was really bad.
Yeah.
Or they just don't look normal.
They don't look the part.
Yeah. Like
I like anomalies. I like anomalies.
You know who I was like, I felt that way about? Who's the tight end for Baltimore?
Mark Andrews?
Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
When he came out, he had the weirdest, like heavy-footed kind of clunky
He's very
running style.
heavy-footed, yeah.
And I missed it. I missed because I couldn't get past that.
Yeah.
So with Harold Faden Jr., every time I watch him, like, remember, Mark Andrews, just try to get past it. Can it work?
Yeah.
Is it a thing? And so
it's the beauty queen with the dead tooth in her mouth.
but it's not though, is it?
Because it's incomplete.
It's incomplete.
That's an extreme example. Though. You know?
No. You don't
Maybe
know
she has
it.
like 9.5 fingers or
No,
something.
I'm just saying. You don't know until you talk to her.
Does it work? Does it work though? I don't know if the beauty does it work. If a
Long as it works, it works.
If a girl's got a dead tooth, I don't know if that.
I mean, I
works.
feel like that takes away beauty queen automatically.
Yeah, like maybe the finger thing.
Maybe, like I don't see those fingers all the time.
Yeah.
You can wear a glove.
Yeah, just wear gloves
Just wear
everywhere we go. Like, please, isotoners everywhere we go.
And with that, that's your draft analysis.
I don't think we got anything done.
I don't think we got.
How did we get here?
Hey, listen to me.
I can't do shows with you guys.
I don't know.
I had like a nice outline when I came in. I'm going to talk about this.
I don't know
and
if
here
that
we
was
are.
the worst segment or the best segment.
It was pretty good. I don't know what it was. I don't even know what I said.
Hey, listen, man. All I
We'll
know,
get technical later. We got plenty of time.
we talked about Jermaine Wiggins. That's all I know.
That's all that matters. Great guy, not so great body. Thanks, brother.
Oh, God.
The views and opinions expressed by our podcast guests and or hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Washington Commanders or any of their representatives.